Okay, this is instructional video for Amy Gobin and Mandy Doyle. Mandy, I understand that you had some problems, some difficulties. This is advanced painting techniques, so don't be discouraged. You got to stick with it. So first thing I would like to do is you have to prepare appropriately to paint. Now, Josh, if you just scan down here and just show a picture of the computer, and hopefully you can hear, get some good music going. It sets the mood. You get your paint, getting in your painting orientation. Okay, Josh, come back over here. Next thing is you want to get all set up. You want to have your drop cloths all set up, and our project here today is we're going to be trimming out the top of this, and then we're also going to be going around here, and we're going to be using this easy. It's called Shur-Line. This is the high-end model. It has the little flick thing here. This is key. It also will hold here, and it has the ability to take on and off very, very easily. I recommend spending the extra $1.29 on the advanced model because of these advanced features. So first thing you got to do is you have to have a pad. You want to look to make sure you've got a good pad here. You simply snap it on here like this. After you push this down, a little bit of problem there, but nothing to worry. You just snap it on like that. Okay. Now the key. Bring it up here. Okay. The key to this whole thing is properly loading the pad with paint. Through much experimentation and many hours of frustration and learning, this is the appropriate way to do it. So you take your virgin pad here. You make sure you mix up your paint very well. You load your paintbrush, not with too much, and then you start from the middle and you load this up. First thing I didn't tell you to do, you want to make sure that you flip this back. The whole key here is you do not want paint on any of these surfaces up here, because hence, if you get it on that, then it's going to get on the ceiling, which is not desirable. So, you want to load your pad, and this gets easier after the first time, but I wanted to show you the first time loading this up because that's the most critical. So just take your time here. You're going to have to do it a couple different loads of the paintbrush. The paintbrush is not important. Geraldine likes to use an angled paintbrush to cut in and do some things, so we have a straight one, so I just use that one. But an angled one would work just as well. So the paintbrush is not critical. Now, as you can see, I'm loading from the middle, and then what you want to do is just put a light coat on the edges like this. Okay? You go around there, you go around there, like that. A little tap in here, fill it up pretty good, go around there, and that'll be adequate. The first one that we do up here is not going to be the best, it never is, but I'm going to show you that anyway. So now what you need to do, this is important, we put very this important, down. You flick that down. Before you start to paint. This then is, these roll along the ceiling. This protects the ceiling from paint. You want to make sure you don't have any paint on this at all. So now here's simply how it works. Be careful climbing up the ladder. I always start here, maybe 6 inches from the edge of where you are out here. You start in the middle. You simply push it up against the top like this. Go to the right, or the left in this case, depending on how you're looking at it. I usually go out over there a little bit and then come back. And you get a nice smooth edge. And how you know to stop is when it starts to bleed through here and you start to see the white. I just stop and reverse. Okay, now here's a key. When you take it down, pull down, and nice and easy like that. And then simply what I do is to blend this in with this like this, and now you just repeat the procedure again. And that's all it is to use the Shur-Line edger. Okay, we're back again. We had to let the camera charge a little bit. We were out of battery. But so about 15 minutes have passed, and what we've been able to do is I've gone and done this here. We've done the corner over to this corner, and you can kind of see. And I've also done around this window here. Now, there's a couple things that I realized while I was doing that is pretty critical. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a sequence so you can see about how long it takes and different things. So Josh, if you can just follow me as we go through here. So I just finished up over there. Now I'm going to go back and reload this up. So again, take it in here. Make sure that you flip the rollers up. And this is pretty much how we load it. Just kind of paint around the edges there a little bit. Around there. We're ready to go. Flip it down. Now we're going to go paint over here. Josh, if you can just follow me along. Moving my ladder so we can get a little tight spot here. So I get up on here, and again, I think one of the keys is your tendency would be to start right here, but I don't think so. I think it's better to start here because you have a full thing of paint, and what you do, you want to go to the completely dry area, and then you just go zing it right along, and then come back, and you want even pressure on this. You don't push real hard, but if you're going to pressure at all, push up into the corner just a little bit, because you really want that straight edge. That's what this whole thing is about. Until it starts to be a little bit streaky, then what I do is I come back and then pull it down and blend this whole thing in. So it looks like that. And now we're ready to reload again. And I bring my paintbrush along because I think it's kind of helpful to even just to blend it in there like that a little bit. And now you're good to go. I guess a little tight spot. Now what we're going to do, Josh, is we're going to show another how you go around a door frame. So going around the door frame is no different at all. Same loading technique. Paint in the middle. Go around the edges just like that. Kind of see, not putting too much paint on, just enough, but not too much. Maybe even just a little bit more for good measure here. Feeling a little bit of pressure since we're taking a video. Maybe you can get a little wipe on that and make sure you don't get anything on there. So the key is you don't want any paint on any of this up here because that really gets you all messed up. Okay, now let's go over here, Josh, and we're going to show them how to do a door frame. So, what I do in the door frames is simply treat this like it's the ceiling. So we start here, 6 inches from the top here. You go up, overlap. This gets a little tricky. You have to kind of guide a little bit. And you come back down, and you just follow it down through that until it starts to streak. I'm still good. I'm still good. Still good. Right at the edge is where is all that you care about, because you're going to get the rest with the roller. Oh, starting to streak. So now what do? Is I come back up just to kind of do back up through, and you'll see I'm getting a little bit more paint. And then when I'm about out of paint, you can start to feel it. I just pull it away like that. And again, blend it in out here so you don't get a line, because we're not actually going to be rolling here until this is dry. Normally the best procedure is you do this, first coat, then you roll, blend it in, then you do this, second coat with this, and roll. However, we're going to be going to the youth dinner theater tonight, and I just wanted to get this done so Jer might be able to roll on Monday or Tuesday before we go away. So, but that's it. So you can see, pretty easy. Nothing really that different. And I'll give you one more time on the roller here. Kind of see, flick this up, get some paint. Start in the middle with a couple brushes here. I go around the edges going like this, around the edges like that, around the edges like that. I get a little bit more just to kind of top it off. And the key here, as you can see, is you're not getting that much paint out along the edges, because if you do, that's too much paint and it'll tend to smear. So you just want enough out here. So, because what happens if you get too much paint along the edge and you're putting pressure, then it oozes up here, it gets up into here, and that's where it gets messed up. And Mandy, that might have been your problem. Maybe you had too much paint here, and when you're putting too much pressure, it got in here, and that just becomes a mess. So, anyway, we'll go back up here and we'll move our ladder. Get another section. Another ladder placement is important. It's very important. You don't want to put your ladder right under here. You want to put it out here in the middle. You got to kind of judge, play it by ear, judge your reach a little bit. And one of the other things, advanced technique, is being able to use your left hand and your right hand with the Shur-Line. So, left hand is kind of nice here because you get a little bit more reach. You put it up here again. We're just going to very nice and easily get a little overlap going, reverse directions. Now here's the advanced technique. Got to be careful. The old switch. See how they did that? Starting to run out a little bit. I come back through, and the swoosh. I think the swoosh is important. The blending in down here is important. And Amy and Mandy, that's about all I have on the Shur-Line. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. It's a great tool. Gives you a very nice edge. And maybe we can do an advanced video, because once you get this mastered, you can start to put a pole on the end of this. You don't even need to get up on a ladder. I prefer to get up on the ladder, a little bit more control, but there is advanced techniques, especially for high ceilings. All right, thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed the show.